Takes a while.
I'm drinking, but it's still dry.
Hello, everyone. Hello and welcome. We're live. Woohoo! It's all working, I think.
I think so too.
Webinar technology has a habit of playing up on me, but I think we're all live. So we've got quite a few people online already, live, waiting to hear from us. And I just wanted to say hi to everyone and for you to all say where you're from and what you're expecting from tonight. I'm going to try and go into the section where I can see all of your comments. Where are we? Oh, yes. Yeah. Hello, ladies, from Christina. Hi, Christina. We're getting messages coming through now. Woohoo! Oh yes, they're all coming through now. Woohoo! Christina from Botanics. I thought that was you.
I knew it was her. I knew it was her, but I was waiting.
I didn't want to make an assumption. Hello from Sarah. Hello from someone in India. Hello from Isidora. I really apologize if I'm not pronouncing everybody's names correctly. I give it my best shot. Veronica is saying hello. Anastasia from Canada, Maria from Ukraine. So we've got people from all over the world. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm very excited to be chatting here with Yelena from Lena Wild. And just a little introduction from myself in case you don't know. Hi, Kelly. One of my colleagues is saying hi. If you don't know who I am or Formula Botanica is, so my name is Gemma. I'm the relationship manager at Formula Botanica. And Formula Botanica is the world's leading award-winning natural and organic cosmetic science school. And we offer all of our courses online. So you can study from anywhere in the world and take the courses at your own time. And our enrollment for our courses are open at the moment. So if you go to formulabotanica.com, you can enroll for all of our standalone diplomas and certificates. And we're here tonight to chat with Yelena about her beauty brand, how she started, what inspired her. And I've got a few questions lined up for her, but we are going to take lots of questions from the people who are online. So I would encourage you to dig deep, get lots of questions prepared for Yelena. She's looking forward to all of your questions.
I am.
And just in case you want to get in touch with us, if you've got any questions that you might not have thought of during the webinar, you can ping us a message over at hello@formulabotanica.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Formula Botanica. And you can also join our big free Facebook group, the Skincare Entrepreneur Mastermind. So, one other thing is, keep the comments coming. That's lovely. I think this is a new platform and I've tried to familiarize myself with it as much as possible, but be patient with me, please, as I try and navigate this. I think I can see all the comments coming through. So just stick to the chat section if you can. I just checked that I can. Yes. Okay. So I can message you individually if need be. So without further ado, welcome, Yelena.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
We are very, very happy to have you. I've been waiting to do a webinar with you for a really long time. So let's get started. Let's introduce everybody in case they don't know who you are. Some of the people on here definitely do. Introduce yourself. Tell everyone who you are, what you do, and all about your fabulous brand.
Thank you very much. So my name is Yelena. I'm a founder and product formulator at Lena Wild, and Lena Wild is an organic and natural skincare brand based in London. And everything we do, we have our three main values at heart. And first one is that we are working with nature, not against it. And how we express it and how we put it to practice is we understand that creating anything, making a product, requires resources. So we're trying to be very careful the way we choose those resources, the way we choose our suppliers and the materials and ingredients we choose. And second one is that every ingredient within the range and within the product has a purpose. It's there to protect your skin, to look after your skin, to nourish your skin, to deliver antioxidants. We avoid using, as anyone in the natural world, I would say, we avoid using bulking synthetic fillers, and that's why we focus on small batch produce that has, of course, limited amount of time on the shelf. So we make things fresh, and yes, and the third value and core is that I'm a strong advocate for holistic approach to beauty. And as a brand, we always try to deliver this message to our customers and our social media. We want to emphasize that, of course, skincare is very important. It's important to use natural ingredients, good quality products, and the products that's suitable for your skin. But it's equally important, if not more, to look after your health from the inside. So it's your lifestyle, it's your food choices, your activity levels, how happy you are. All these things, they work together. And I'm a firm advocate for saying that healthy skin is a beautiful skin.
Yes. Great. So some core values, and obviously you have a clear vision for your business, which is fabulous. So I think everyone should have a vision and a mission statement for their business. It just helps guide the way forward. So let's just talk a little bit about what inspired you to start your brand.
Yes, many things.
Okay.
And I think everything was there inspiring me at certain time of my life. So as a teenager, I'm from Latvia originally, as a small European country. I'm from a town that is surrounded by nature, by rivers. So growing up, I would always spend a lot of time in nature. I would play in my grandparents' allotments. You know, you would know your vegetables, you would know your herbs, and you always get dirty in the soil. It was so exciting. And then when I turned 18, I moved to London, completely opposite to where I came from, and I loved it. There are a lot of opportunities, a lot of people meet it, and it was great. I came here to study, and straight at 18, I went straight to university. It was the way things are flow, and I just followed that, and I chose accounting and banking. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. I guess I grew up in a family that we were rich by no means rich, and it was all about security and this secure mindset and thinking ahead of work that will provide you at all times, provide you and provide security and money for your family, for your life. So, but before that, as a teenager, I always had this passion for beauty. I was experimenting a lot, and growing up in 90s, inspired by pop culture at that time, I would change the colors of my hair. I would overpluck my eyebrows. I would do the same to my friends. I was cutting my hair of my grandparents and my mom and everyone. I loved it, but I would never consider something beauty related to be my career. Maybe I was just too scared. So fast forward to London, I did my degree, which was very hard to do. Yeah. I never felt fulfilling. Everything that I had to study, I felt like I really had to force it. Of course, I had to study and work on the side, and I did various careers. I did various short courses as well. I was interested in makeup. I worked in a beauty counter. There was always this beauty. It never left me, but I was there pursuing this career, and I knew that I wanted to work in an office Monday to Friday. So at some point, I had to take a gap year because I felt like I can't finish my degree. It's like it just felt so overwhelming. And during this time, I dive in to do more courses. But then again, the insecure self went back and finished the degree, which I'm very grateful for. But after having a couple of office jobs, I never felt fulfilled. I felt stressed. And just didn't find value in what I do, and it was very frustrating. Nevertheless, I was always interested in ingredients, but not really in beauty ingredients. I was a food label geek. Yes. I was the one that always, took half an hour to buy bread because I was just there reading everything on the other side. It was just, you don't want to go shopping with me. I'm pain. I'm such a pain. So slowly that transitioned into skincare, and I started to learn more about ingredients, and that really sparked my interest in making stuff. And so I did various courses. I did short courses, how to do creams and lotions and body buffs and various things. And one day I found Formula Botanica and I was reading your blogs, I think for a year before I actually enrolled in a course. I was reading blogs. I attended all the webinars, but I was very hesitant between studying with you or going for, at that time, 2015, going for industry recognized certification. And then, yes, so I remember emailing you and I was in touch with Lorraine, and I met Lorraine on one of the trade events. I think it was in Coventry. It was in cosmetics.
Yes,
maybe?
yeah, no, it was SES Formulate.
Yes, it was this one.
Yes.
It was correct. And it was Lorraine and Elham.
Yeah.
And I went there. I went there just to meet Formula Botanica, and so when I met Lorraine, I was already enrolled in and doing A levels in cosmetic in chemistry because I wanted to study with the Cosmetic Scientists Society. I think it was something like this. I don't remember. And I asked Lorraine, what should I choose? I'm not sure. And I love the way she responded to me. She didn't start to say, go for us, we're so amazing. She just said, I have a Zane, a Latvian girl she actually has a skincare brand called Atlantis Skincare.
Yeah.
And she said, talk to her, and because she did both courses. And I was like, okay, yes, this is it.
Did. Yes, Zane did do both courses. Yeah,
exactly. So that was 2015, roughly. And so I got in touch with Zane, and we spoke to her. We connected very well, and helped me to make my decision. And I went to study with Formula Botanica, and yes, less is history, I would say.
Yes. So did you have any skin conditions yourself that made you want to formulate like natural and organic products?
Yes, totally. Actually, I always had a good skin. As a teenager, I had a couple of spots. I think it's quite normal. But on that journey, when I was studying and working, especially after I graduated, and I was doing those many office jobs, with that frustration, I actually developed anxiety and depression, and I was actually working together with GP to overcome these issues. But my health was in such a bad state that, of course, after all these emotional states and events, I started to have adult acne, and my face flared up in the way that it didn't even flare up when I was 16, 17.
Wow.
I was covered in acne, which was so itchy and so frustrated. And I already started to fantasize of having my own skincare. And this would frustrate me even more. So it took a lot of confidence and knowledge and research to overcome, and also work on my mindset. So yes, inspiration, another bit of my inspiration came from my experience with acne, and actually see it as an opportunity to create a line for people who might have struggled with similar skin conditions.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I know that quite a few people in our community have struggled with adult acne and have spoken quite openly about it. So clearly, it's great to be able to connect with people that might have been experiencing the same thing, because a lot of those conditions, like you say, can really affect your mindset. It can affect how you feel about yourself, your confidence, everything
Absolutely
can be impacted. Okay, so you spoke to Zane, you decided what courses you're going to study with us. Yay! Yay!
She's incredible.
So which courses did you take with us?
So I took a diploma in organic cosmetic science. So is the first course.
Oh yeah, the diploma in organic skincare formulation.
Yes.
Yes,
that's the one.
So that's our standard. Yeah, that's our kind of entry level course. Yeah.
Correct. And so I also have a story, the way I actually finished it. So,
oh wow, yes, tell us.
so after speaking to Zane, I made my decision. I was still working full time,
Mm-hmm.
and then of course, you know, when you start something, you're so excited. So I was there, so dedicated to finish the course, and but it was really hard when you have a full-time job. And actually, at that point, I changed position. I managed to get into natural and organic beauty industry. I worked as an assistant buyer for a very known retailer. So I was so excited. I mean, change from being business analyst and many other jobs that I've done before to this sector I was so excited. So as I was excited with the course, but of course, when you're giving yourself all to your full-time job, it's very difficult to have something on a side. So I remember going very strongly and finishing first model, second model, and at some point I had to start. And that actually not being well with my mind at that time didn't help. You know, I was putting out of self-doubt and thinking, you know, maybe I'm just wasting my time. And then, so after not touching Formula Botanica course for probably half a year, so you guys, whoever is feeling that guilty by not doing it, don't worry. You know, the time is going to come. You will finish it. I truly believe in that. That happened to me. So what happened was that one day I was coming from work, and I was on Facebook, as you do, commuting.
Yes.
And I found a student conference ticket to cancellation. And I was like, okay, oh, let me have a look. And then I emailed you guys, and I got a ticket. I was thinking, why not? And I think that day I was really like, okay, I'm not sure if, you know, I want to do this job and I want to do something else. And when this came out, I was like, I should buy the ticket. I should go and see those people and meet and see what's the whole community is all about. So when I went on conference, I think it was November. It was beginning of November.
Was it the Senate House one, the one at the University of London?
It was 2015 or 16.
16,
it was
yeah.
one
So that was the
in
one
Holborn. It was the one in Holborn.
Yeah, so that was Senate House.
Yes, so I was there, and so I meet all these incredible people that I'm still in contact with, and
Yes.
I can name them. It's Oyeta from Okoko Cosmetics. It's Irena Druzenka, many others that I still keep in touch, and they're really dear friends of mine. And of course, I met Zane, which I gave her the hugest hug in the world. And I met all of you, and it was incredible. So after this weekend, I came back, and I was like shaking for a week of excitement. I was like, oh, I'm going to finish this course. I set deadlines. It's like, okay, I'm going to give and so I finished the course in I went all the way to the lesson 1, and I finished everything in 3 months. I was so driven, so motivated. And then, of course, finishing the course, during the course, I started to gain this belief that I could actually make something out of it, especially getting feedback from those module formulations. You make samples and you give to your friends to try. So yeah, it helped me so much. And
wow.
So yeah, and at the moment I'm currently studying anti-aging certificate, and I'm on advanced. But honestly, it takes time because running your own business. It's fun. It's fun.
So I've got a few questions coming in, but I just thought we'd start to just set some context. So you first launched it as We Are Wild Beauty.
Yes, it was
Wild
Beauty Apothecary. We Are Wild Beauty was a handle and is a handle.
Yes.
As of today, yeah.
So yeah, if you want to find Yelena, it's at We Are Wild Beauty. But yeah, so it was Wild Beauty Apothecary.
Correct.
And you launched with 2 products.
Yes, it's a facial oil and a facial mask, and the line is there for skins like mine. Surprise! It's for skins that are a combination to oily, prone to acne, or post-acne skins.
Okay, so you changed your name to Lena Wild at the end of last year, wasn't it? The last quarter of last year.
Yes, correct. So after half a year, roughly.
Yeah. So why did you change your name, first of all?
Great. Well, I love the first name. I picked it. I love the contrast between wild and beauty. It's the duality between both. Beauty is, for me, something crafted, something made to perfection, whereas wild is something raw, the way nature made it, and that was representing the values. We tried to find a balance between those two. And apothecary, to me, we represented the way we do things by hand, artisan. Then, of course, beautiful name, loved it. After half a year, I started to be more in the industry and started to see that other names popping out, very similar. And I felt like we were not standing out as a brand. And so we came up with a decision to change. So we started to working on a name again. And I looked at the presentation. Well, my partner is a creative designer. He is a graphic designer. So everything design-wise and branding-wise, it's him. So when we created the first name, we had a presentation. So I looked at that presentation after half a year, and there was this name, Lena Wild. It was there in the beginning, but I was terrified to put my name out there. Totally terrified. So the whole journey of the change of the name, actually, to me, I have goosebumps. to me, it really is my personal journey as well. How my confidence just got rediscovered, and I felt very strong relation to this name. And yes, it's part of my name there, and it's still wild. I guess wild is where I come from. I'm surrounded by nature. I'm fascinated by nature. So here's the name.
So many of our students and members of our community just talk about, their childhood and, growing up in such interesting places. We've got students from all over the world. Like one of our student ambassadors, Lucia, is from Nigeria, and she talks about, her, youth
childhood
in some fantastic areas with such beautiful raw and wild ingredients. So I know that a lot of people can relate to that wildness.
Absolutely.
So I have a question from someone called Veronica, and she said, "Hi, Lena, so nice to meet you virtually. You have done a phenomenal job with just 2 amazing products."
Thank you.
So the question is, has there ever been a point at which you felt a market pressure to diversify your range further?
Okay, great question. And in a way, yes, and in the way, no. I guess you have to have your clear vision and how you want to be seen as a brand. When you're starting out, you want to cater for everybody. You feel that everyone is your client, and I don't think it's the case. If you're trying to grab everyone's attention, in the end, your message can be quite diluted. So I felt that I will start with what I know best, and with time, I will populate my range, and I will cater for more skins. Of course, I have some ideas, but I think from the beginning, and the brand is now 1 year and 2 months old, roughly, and I am working on further further products, but it will be to complete Harmony range. For now, my focus is on the type of skin for combination oily and acne-prone skin. Pressure. It depends how you take things. There is interest. People want stuff. People want stuff for babies, but it's not what I'm specialized in. And I can always send them to brands that they love, that they will love, and that I love personally. So yeah, I hope that answers
your vision. I think that's interesting, and we'll be talking about that quite a lot in our business course, which we're going to launch in July.
So exciting.
So very exciting. I'm working on it, as is the rest of the Formula Botanica team, full throttle, just to put as much effort as we can into it for all of you wonderful people. Veronica said, "Great answer, thank you."
My pleasure.
Thank you. So I have a question from Anastasia, and it says, "Thanks for sharing your journey with us. Your brand looks amazing."
Thank you.
How did you determine your niche? Now, we talked about this a little bit before the webinar, because each brand owner has put a lot of effort and work into finding what works for them and their niche. So maybe you can just give us some broad hints and tips.
Perhaps. The way I did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have again a very nice story about my niche. So when I was completing the final task for diploma course, I did I think it was a lotion, and in the course actually you have this last module where you need to determine and explain your ideal customer, and it's a very business related task, which I found extremely helpful at that time. So I created this product and I describe it, but in the beginning, actually, I wanted to start with the body care. I wanted to start with the lotion and the body butter because my acne was still there and I was extremely, extremely paranoid about my face. I said, there's no way I'm going to be this founder of this brand with this skin. What people are going to think? Yes, I was very insecure. But the answer that of I think it was Teresa from Balm Kitchen. She checked.
Yes.
Was it Teresa? She checked
she
my.
was grading at one point. Yeah.
She checked my my coursework, and she wrote a great feedback because during that I described my niche, and I described, I knew that I wanted to cater for ladies and professional ladies that they believe in natural, and they believe they take their health seriously and all these sort of things. So, but I clearly said that I mentioned my acne there, and I said that I'm very passionate to cure it, but I'm really struggling. Sometimes it comes back and all these things. And Teresa came back to me with this amazing answer. She said that, from what you say, I feel that you really need to dig in it and go for it. This could be such a nice story. So until last moment, I still thought I will be launching with a body range, but then I shifted completely my conversation, everything. So my advice would be is to really listen, ask yourself, who do you want your customer to be? Because you will need to speak to them. So if you want to cater for men because it's now trendy and that sector is growing fast with natural and organic for men, great. But are you ready to speak to men? Do you know enough? I think you need to be honest with yourself, and or there has to be a balance. Of course, you want to have product demand, and before you launch anything, you want to do your research, test products. You don't just I like it, and I don't care if no one likes it. I'm just going to sell it. No, of course not. But you need to start with yourself. This conversation with yourself. You need to check: is that what I want to do? Is this going to be my customer? I'll be working with them every day. What am I going to tell them? Am I going to be an expert? In the field. Hope that helps.
Great answer. Sorry, I was just shifting my laptop around because it's making a bit of a weird sound. I hope it's not overheating. Okay, another question from Sart Rai. They've said, Lena, do you attend product trade shows, and how do you market outside of social media?
Amazing question. So trade shows I attend so far only as a guest. I haven't put myself out there yet. I haven't got a stand, but I am going to different events in the area, mainly in the UK, in London. So wherever you are in the world, I truly suggest you knowing the events around you and possibly to attend them. You don't need to, to attend them straight away when you have brand. You have your choice, but you do need to know how it's run, what people are doing. You need to get your inspiration. So personally, I have attended events. I attended indie beauty event. There was Love Natural, No View. There are many. I'm lucky. I live in London, so there's a lot of things going on. Even small pop-up store Christmas markets. A lot of people doing handcrafted products. So I find these to be very inspiring and you can learn a lot. You can talk to people. People are very open in our industry. I think this industry is amazing. So what I want to say that I personally haven't attended anything as a brand, because at the moment I have 2 products. I feel like I need to have a bit more in order to create a good presentation of the stand. Of course, there are exceptional brands out there that have 1 product and they do amazing. I feel like I want to complete my range a little more. And of course, these events, they cost money. So at the moment, I'm investing money in other aspects of the business. I don't invest in shows. I hope that answers.
I mean, we've got an awesome podcast with a lady called Paula Francis from Superfood Lux. and she talks about beauty trade shows. So if you go to formulabotanica.com/blog and look for the podcast episode we did with Paula Francis, she talks a lot about trade shows. But just to echo what Yelena said, I think as a brand, if you're just starting out, it is really good to just go and walk around all these shows.
Absolutely.
I mean, a lot of them are free, like Love Natural, Love You, I think is free. Indie Beauty Expo had a small charge to get in.
Olympia Beauty, I think there's something.
There's Professional Beauty. So obviously the shows that I'm referencing are in the UK, but Indie Beauty Expo has shows all over the world. So they've got Berlin, they've got all over the US. And obviously there is like Beauty World in Dubai. There's In Cosmetics, which is all over the world as well, that has shows all over the world. So I would also encourage you not to think down a path of like, oh, it's not a natural and organic show, so it's not going to be for me.
Yeah.
Because even at the more mainstream shows, you can just meet so many interesting people, buyers, retailers, other beauty brands who might be thinking, hey, I'd love to stock a natural and organic brand. And, you know, so
totally.
Yeah, I just think that all of these things can be incredible sources of knowledge.
Yeah, you can meet bloggers as well.
Yes.
That you don't have products now, but you just develop relationship. You follow their work. You see if you like what they're saying, what they're advertising, advocating, and then from there, once you have a product, you can reach out. It's great to build relationship, as you said.
Yeah, it's a great relationship building technique. So start right. The second part of the question was, how do you market outside of social media?
Okay, social media. To be honest, it's mainly social media. It's mainly social media. I've been incredibly lucky the way I connected with bloggers. So before starting Lena Wild, I actually ran an Insta blog myself. So I was reviewing some products. I didn't had too much engagement, but I developed great relationship. And some of these people, they followed my journey throughout, and they've been very supportive. So what helped me, it is still social media related, but I want to say that you need to invest in the relationship, invest in terms of time, being genuine with people you connect, because if you are friends with someone just because you want something from them, as it doesn't work in life, it's not going to work in business. So if you like a blogger, you need to be genuinely spending some time and supporting the work they do. So in my case, when I launched, I only sent products to 5 bloggers, and they've been incredible. They've been super supportive. And one point, if I may add here as well, as a new brand, you may think that the following is the key, but to me, is the real engagement. I've connected with some bloggers that have even less than 2,000 following, but the sales I got from them were something unbelievable, because again, I connected. They were very niche oriented, or very nichely in my niche, and I loved what they were saying, and I just said, okay, well, the least I'm gonna get is feedback.
Yeah.
This is what I was getting. I was sending my products. I wanted to hear an opinion from the person who is truly focusing on acne, on oily skin. I was not sending to someone because they have 500,000 followers. Most likely there's going to be another product on their shelf, and I don't support that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think one of the key trends when I was looking at Instagram trends, it was that it's the time of the micro influencer. So people are seeking out micro influencers because they have a much smaller but a far more engaged audience who are likely to look at them for advice and come to them for advice.
I just remember something, because we did advertise, and we advertised with Natural Health magazine. Is a UK.
Yes. Yeah.
So it was. I would say it was very affordable. So I thought I will give it a try. Also, to have an experience. I never had to deal with advertising. I wanted to know how it's done, and I read this magazine. I love it, and so I did advertise. I didn't invest too much in that. I wanted to give it a try. I was lucky and also fortunate enough to be featured at 30 Under 30 by Natural Products. So that gave a bit of buzz. And then also, I'm so happy. And I was also listed as a UK top 25 personalities in the beauty industry. So that gave this extra buzz. So that helped me a lot. Other than that, I did a couple of Facebook advertisements, maybe invested $10 on that.
And I think you won an award, didn't you?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yes. It was a Free From Skincare Award, and the category was problematic skin, and it was for rescue mask, and we won silver. I mean, I want to cry. It was something. Like it was summer, so the brand was like 5-6 months, and the other brands were there. There was Green People. There were like other big brands, and of course, actually the first place was Lion Sleeve. It's actually a small company as well. But it was such a competitive category, I found, because problematic skin was everything from eczema to acne, and these are totally different products. So when we won it, I was like, so exciting. It was yes. So all these things sort of helped me out. But I didn't invest, thousands of pounds to advertise. It was very little, very cautious, small person, with self-founded brand. So I'm very careful the way I spend money.
Okay, that's a good tip. Yeah, know your finances inside out. Have a look at my Instagram stories from earlier. I was sharing all that stuff. Okay, so we have a question from Ebtal. They've asked, can you share with us your journey in dealing with suppliers?
Yes. Great question. And in fact, I was saying to you, Gemma, that, if there will be a time for tips, I would love to say a few things. So dealing with suppliers is some type of art in my experience. So, there are people, there are businesses. Most likely you are just starting up and you probably are small. So not everyone will take you seriously. So I will have two examples here. So when you deal with suppliers and they give you a deadline, it's good to add another deadline to it.
Okay.
For yourself, giving that security. There are people, things can happen, stock not going to arrive, or it can arrive damaged, delayed, anything can happen. So whenever someone gives you a deadline, it's good to add an extra just for your personal well-being. And so one of the tips would be to speak to them. Ideally, also go to the events where you can meet them, because again, this people-to-people connection is different than email-to-email connection.
Yeah.
One of the advice and a funny story. So one of the advice would be start dealing with them. You might not have business set up yet, but ideally you want to have your domain name and have a professional email, because what I personally found, when you start getting in touch to get quotations, to ask for the minimum order quantities, and you use your Gmail or Yahoo, they might not even reply to you. I mean, unless it's someone in Alibaba, which is not our supplier. I think these guys are quite prompt. They want to sell. It's different. But if you want to deal with someone locally, someone very professionally appealing, with, you can see that they dealt with big brands and you really like their portfolio, get yourself your professional email running, and then be professional. Request their product portfolio and ask for samples. Ask them questions, availabilities. Ask as many questions. Don't be super annoying. Like, make sure everything is compiled in one email. Don't be just this. No, it's not your friend. You want to be professional, peer professional. So one of the funny things, I'm coming back to the allowing extra time when dealing with suppliers, is, so when we launch our brand, we launched with an event in London. And because me and my husband is also my business partner, we wanted to make it serious, and we wanted to not just to have a side business. We felt like if we are going to put ourselves out there, we will be taken more seriously and we will feel more responsibility. So we set a deadline, end of November, and we didn't meet it because of suppliers and other things. And So then we put another date for 9th of December, and we were waiting for our labels. And these labels were it was not 50 labels, it was like 1,000 labels. Like it was a a small brand like us, it was a big investment. So these labels were coming from European country, and so they were saying, oh yeah, it arrives on Thursday. Okay, great. Event is on Saturday. I'm gonna quickly label everything.
Yes.
Saturday, Friday, Thursday comes, no labels. Friday comes, no labels, and we're talking to them, and they're having some issue with delivery. Saturday comes and there are no labels, and the event venue is on. We have flowers, canapes, things booked, but products do not have labels. So we had to go, and when I launched, my batch was like 200 oils and 150 masks and everything without labels. Fun. So what happened? We had to run to local suppliers to print labels on white piece of paper, which for me and for my husband designer was like knife. It was so painful, and especially because we are all about alternative papers. At that time, we launched with compostable labels. We were like praying for these labels. It was like, oh, so they didn't arrive. So one of the advice is to set, and they give you deadlines, and just to add some extra weeks just for your own sanity. Sanity, yes, that's the word. So I hope it helps. Yeah, just do your research and see what you like, and research and time.
Okay, so someone's also asked about managing budgets. Now, I think that is obviously a bit of a tricky question because everyone has their own strategies. But do you have an overview for how you manage your budget?
Yeah, just an overview. Again, I'm not a business advisor, but as important as setting your deadlines, it's very important to allocate your funds. So we started fully self-funded. We actually, when we got married, we had some gifts and we fully invested in our brand. So the way we spent everything was like, this is there, this is there, this is. But you need to think big and cover like website, packaging. A lot will be down to with how many products you want to launch. It's different when you want to launch with one product or with 5. It's different when you want to order labels that will come with minimum order quantity of 1,000, 5,000, or you are going to go, with just some local supplier that is able to, print you 30 labels. But fund is being realistic. Again, setting some money aside just in case. And a part of just launching your business, you need to have some money set there to run your business, because first batch, it will be sold. You may sold to a wholesaler. They might not pay it right away, but you will have orders. So you will need to, buy ingredients. So it's if this is not your expertise, I suggest seeking an advice. But yes, so that would be thinking very cleverly. I mean, unless you have a lot of money on your disposal, you will have a lot of resources and help. But running business by myself day to day, I have to be clever the way I manage.
Yeah, I think as well, like it's worth listening to what Yelena had to say in the beginning, where when she knew that she wanted to start a brand, she started an Insta community or an Insta blog in the first instance, because you can attract, I don't know, followers already. You can start engaging with people. You can start building relationships. That doesn't cost any money. Setting up an Instagram account is free. Setting up a Facebook account is free. There's so much that you can do to get started on your business for free. You can, start blogging, start putting your opinion out there, start sharing your experiences, start building a community, it doesn't cost anything for you to do your business plan. You can just start doing a business plan. It doesn't cost anything to take books out of a library unless you return them late and you have to pay fines.
I'm sure you're talking out of experience.
I am. But you can take out books on business planning, on financial planning, on budgeting, that stuff is free. You can start working on your vision. That is free. You can put together a mission statement. That is free. You can start researching suppliers. That is free. All you need is an internet connection. There's so many things that you can put in place. You can design your media pack. That's not going to cost you anything. You can put together your own media pack. You just Google, what does a media pack contain? And you can find out. So I would encourage you to do a lot of that work. Just put in the work that you can do for free. Do it.
Absolutely. Really nice tips. Really, really nice tips.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got a question from Josiane that says, my English is not so good. Don't worry about that.
Exactly.
At all. It says, I would like to know more about your difficulties. What difficulties did you had when you first launched the brand? So what were like the main challenges you faced?
Amazing question. I think for me was the self-management. I've been working for other people before, so you are always guided at work. You know what you need to do for the day. You have your priorities, and someone is always checking your progress. For me, was self-management, knowing how to manage my own time. I don't know, I'm not going to say I'm hyperactive, but I'm quite easy to get distracted. So I found myself, for example, back then doing a course and then suddenly my research would go a bit further than an ingredient. And in the end, you're just done, browsing on online, and then 1 hour, 2 hours, and you're like, oh gosh, it's dark. I think having a focus, that was my difficulty. And so something to have a clear vision. I'm repeating this, but it's very important. And even if you are at the stage when you just you haven't even started Formula Botanica course or any other course you chose to do, is try to set deadlines, ideally realistic, but not very far away, because you do want a bit of push. Life is short, I guess. You need to be driven and pushed, and it's okay to then change it to another day, but you need to be driven in the very beginning. So I found it very difficult sometimes. Things used to take a lot of time, and then I used calendar just to remind me things. One task would pop in 3 times a week just to make sure I'm doing it, and I'm putting my mind already there that I need to do it. So definitely, and then I'm very old school. So if I have a day, I put things on a piece of paper. So I use both. So main advice or main difficulty that I faced was my own time management. Sometimes working by yourself can be very lonely journey. So I find it sometimes I'm just by myself. I don't have colleagues, sometimes Danny has his own company. He works fully for himself. So sometimes he comes back and I'm like, I just want to talk to him. So I think another important thing is to find a community, find people in the industry on the same journey, maybe already step ahead with experience. But for your own sanity is just to keep talking to people in the industry, because you will get inspired by them and they will drive you. And another thing, in the very beginning, when I was struggling with my confidence, with acne and everything, was this low self-esteem. So I used to compare myself to other brands, to other people, but they do so great. I don't have this opportunity. Well, you have all other opportunities, and there are things that you are awesome at. And I'm totally, totally firm and believe in that. Everyone has their own strength. So use that. Look at what you have instead of what you don't have. And if you're getting inspired online by someone or in a shop or in the event, just get good, positive inspiration. Don't compare yourself, because everyone was there in the very beginning. I don't know, Apple started from a garage, the Bill Gates didn't start, easily. Everyone has their journey. So there's no point to compare yourself to others. So, but I was doing that in the beginning. So that was a learning curve for me.
Yeah. Comparison is the thief of joy, as the saying goes. Time management is a tricky one, and if you're going to be working from home alone, you have to figure out what personality type you are, and it's something that I struggle with as well. So I work from home, but I'm an extrovert and I need to have people if I'm just by myself, I go kind of mad. So it's good to understand yourself as well. And, if you need time to be out with other people, or you're okay just, being by yourself all the time. There's lots of different, you can go and work at the library or the co-working spaces. I don't know. There's loads of different
whatever
things
works for you. And reward yourself. If you have some, I don't know, business planning and you've never done it before, you download the template and you're even scared to open it. And so just say, okay, I'm going to read it, 5 pages or the whole template, and then I'm going to get myself a chocolate, or I'm going to go and get myself something, or I'm going to go and, do a massage, manicure.
I don't have them up here. I thought I did, but I have unicorn stickers. So when I've done something, I put a sticker next to it.
On yourself, like a badge.
On myself, honestly. My husband said the other day, "Oh, do you want a gold star for that?" And I was like, "Yeah, actually, I do. I do want a gold star for that."
Yeah.
Can you? And he was like, "Okay."
But there are chocolate ones. Maybe we should get those.
But yeah, no, it's true. You've got to find a way of rewarding yourself and celebrating your wins. You can journal that. I know someone that every Saturday she reviews her week and does this whole things I can celebrate myself for. And I thought that was a really cool idea. Okay, so we've got a few more questions. So Christina has asked, what was your main focus when launching in terms of how to generate sales? Did you push mainly through Instagram, or did you set goals to work with retailers?
It was a bit of both, but main platform for me was Instagram. Mm-hmm. Also, once you have your website, you have analytics and you can see what is the main driver to your website. And for me, Instagram did very well. But I always knew I wanted to work with retailers because, as much as you're going to get full price, full margin of your product selling directly online, you will also put your brand name out there once you are with a stockist. And if it's a reputable stockist, if someone aligned with your belief, it can work very, very well. And our first stockist, all of them are incredibly amazing. I love our stockist. First one is exceptional. We were just 1 month old as a brand and we went to pitch. It was my first pitch. I mean, I would probably, I don't know if I would take myself then, but they really believed in what we wanted to say. So it worked out. So my focus until now, it's both. I'm looking for retailers, but my main communication is business to consumer.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I was just typing an answer to someone. But another question is, what was your first amount of MOQs for your packaging?
It was 1,000 units of each.
Okay, of each.
So
Okay, yeah. So 2,000 in total.
Yeah, no, for apothecary bottles was less. You can find suppliers that do less, but because I know I'll be launching another product, so I ordered straight away the other size bottle, and it was 1,000. So it was. To my budget, it was quite a substantial amount. But it took a lot of time to find a good supplier and actually understand specifications, because I was looking for a bottle that didn't exist in the beginning. So I knew that I wanted this bottle, but I didn't realize there's a next size. Okay, it sounds totally silly now, but I didn't realize that the next size was not for the dropper I needed. So you need to, and we went with the bottle example to trade shows, and none of the suppliers actually highlighted it. We then found a PDF with next sizes, and we realized we are matching something that doesn't exist. Okay. So you will. I mean, my personal advice, unless you have a lot of money to spend, again, you have to be not an expert, but you need to know, and you will be doing mistakes. But it's a fun bit. Now I can make fun of it, and it's funny. Back then, it wasn't funny.
No. Yeah, I know. There's some things now when I look back on it, I'm like, oh, it's really funny. But I can remember being in it and I was like, this is the worst thing ever. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so we've got 5 minutes left. I know that it's gone really quick and there's still quite a few questions. So I do apologize if I don't get to everyone. But everyone has said thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Your product website is lovely. I've got one here. Lena, you're very motivating and charismatic person. So just some love for Yelena there.
Thank you very much.
So we might have time for a couple more questions. So we've got one that says, Lena, thank you for sharing everything with us.
My pleasure.
Where do you develop your formulas? Do you formulate at home or have you set up a lab?
Okay, so everything is done by me, from the formula to the whole going process through paperwork. And because I'm based in the EU, it's quite a mission. So that was another story. So, but I do everything myself. I set up a lab. So it's a lab studio where I do everything myself. At the moment, it's just me and me and me and me. And sometimes I have friends and family who came to help me stick labels and pack in boxes. And yeah.
Okay, cool. So let me just so this might finish us off really. So Dominica has asked, hi, firstly, love Lena Wild. Yay.
Thank you. I think I know who it is.
Secondly, how difficult was it to comply with the EU regulations? And
okay,
are you
great.
thinking to sell in the countries? I'm not really sure what that means, but let's just address.
I'm going to start with the compliance and then maybe that person will clarify the rest of the question.
Yeah.
It was, in the beginning, it was difficult because I couldn't understand. It's like there are so many things. You need, safety material data sheets for each your ingredient. You need to work with an external lab in EU. You are required by law to test your product. There is a bit less testing if your product is waterless, so without any water. So you need your stability testing. They need to do, I'm missing it. So they need to create a cosmetic report safety assessment for you. Yeah. And then the next step, you will need to register at CNPN, I think it's called, Cosmetic Notification Portal.
Yeah.
So but again, the way I uploaded all the information to that portal, I went on YouTube. I found an amazing man who spoke about it. And first product was difficult. The second one was easy. Yeah, I worked in the lab. And also I got some quite a lot of tips from Veronica. She's not very online and in social media, but is a person that I met in Formula Botanica. She's from Poland. She's a safety assessor. So I got tips from her, but I work with someone with the UK.
Veronica. Yeah, she's a member of our community.
Yes.
If you ping us an email, I can put you in touch with
her
Veronica.
Brand is called Cosmosense. I'm not sure if she came up with the website already, but she's actively working and she can help with those assessments as well. But before that, I went with another company. She was my friend and she was busy with other things.
Yeah, we cover the cosmetics regulations in the diploma in organic skincare formulation.
Exactly, yeah.
If you have a look right now, I have put up the an enrollment button. So if you're thinking about enrolling or you want to have a look at all the courses, then have a look in the offer section. I've displayed everything there. But yeah, so we cover the cosmetics regulations.
Labeling and
labeling.
I think requirements.
From Okoko discussed this in her webinar as well. So the thing that you have to bear in mind with the EU cosmetics regulations is there's quite a lot of information, but it can be quite a formulaic kind of process. And like Yelena said, there's tutorials, but this is the thing that people get panicked about. And I think that what you just need to do is try and not panic. That's the first thing. and just break it down step by step.
Yeah.
Because often it involves sending your products over to someone to test. You get, as long as you've got like a product information file with all the details in, like Yelena said, and we have templates and everything for all of that sort of stuff that you get with Formula Botanica, you will, you put that all together. If you're organized and prepared from the beginning, have all your material safety data sheets, MSDSs.
Yes, that's the one.
you get your cosmetic safety report back. It's CSPR.
CPSR. No?
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head.
One of
It's
those.
gone out of my head bizarrely.
Cosmetic product safety
Lorraine
report.
is the best. Yeah, cosmetic safety product report. Yeah, and then you upload it to that portal, but just take it step by step. Don't let it overwhelm you. So many people have done it. You know, just if you join the Formula Botanica community, you'll have lots of support there from people who have done it. So
don't let it till last minute. Do it straight away. Otherwise, it's just gonna follow you like this, snowball.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, if you absorb the information that we provide in the course in the diploma in organic skincare,
it's a very good guide. It's a very good guide. Diploma course.
Yeah, you'll get a good guide, and you'll start to be thinking like a formulator. So you'll start to think like, yeah, I need to put together all my MSDSs. Yes, I need to start putting together a product information file. And then by the time you're ready to complete the the certificate,
the report,
then you'll have all your information there, honestly. So yeah. So I just want to check if we've got any more final questions.
In the meantime, I'll just add on. I think it's a very good practice every time you order your ingredients is to obtain those documents. MSDS, a lot of suppliers have it already online. If they don't, in fact, I never order something if they haven't provided me, because sometimes you want to buy aloe vera juice and it comes with, phenoxyethanol and other stuff that, for example, I don't use. So it's a very good reference point. You need it. I would say I would get it. I would always request it or download it before buying anything.
Most good suppliers, like Yelena said, will have it readily available.
Exactly.
Just to pick up, Dominica, on what you said about thinking to sell in other countries where the laws are different. Most the EU cosmetic regulations at the moment are kind of the strictest out of all the countries. So good business practice is that you get it done on your entire range, because then you're covered kind of pretty much for any country that you want to go into. Also, I can tell you now from speaking to retailers all over the world, especially if your aim is to get stocked in bigger retailers and smaller retailers alike. But one of the first things they're going to ask you is if you have that side of your business all sorted. And if you don't, it is off-putting to them, because it's what a professional natural and organic skincare brand should have. You should follow the EU cosmetics regulations. You'll have all your ducks in a row, and then it means wherever you're selling, you can engage with retailers with confidence, knowing that your products are certified and have had all the relevant safety and challenge testing done. So I would say from a business perspective, it's just best practice to go through with it, no matter where you're planning on selling. Because even in the US now, bigger retailers are asking,
because then they ship their products worldwide.
Yeah. And a lot of them just want to know that all the safety and challenge testing has been done, so nothing can come back on them. So
I think it just gives you that, even if you're based in a country where that's not required, it just gives you this extra professionalism and caring because the moment you don't have it, I can see some brands, without naming any, they don't disclose all information of ingredients. You can see this from the formulation, and that wouldn't happen if you are EU certified and complied with EU regulations.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't happen anyway.
To start
it's
with.
Dangerous for your customers.
Totally, absolutely.
Yeah, we're all about transparency. Okay, so I think we've covered everything. I just want to just share some of the amazing feedback. So Oyeta from Okoko Cosmetiques, one of our graduates as well, said, "You were amazing today, Lena. You inspired us, and listening to you is like a breath of fresh air. And I can totally agree with the advice you shared. So proud of you and the direction you're taking with Lena Wild, wishing you amazing success in 2020.
Oh, thank you so much. I just love this girl. She's been with me for the past 2 to 3 years, and we Skype. I love you, Oyeta. Thank you for being the amazing person you are. Thank you.
So Oyeta, in case you don't know, is from Okoko Cosmetiques, is also a Formula Botanica graduate, and she's got lots of different information about Formula Botanica, as well as herself and her amazing brand on her website. So Okoko, go and have a look at them as well if you want some more inspiration and reasons why you should take a Formula Botanica course.
And the connector.online is is another platform that she runs, where I'm proudly a contributor as well. So it's the connector online and many blogs and tips by incredible industry professionals.
Yes, amazing. So everyone has just said thank you for the great advice. Thank you so much for the inspiration and all the tips. Dominica has said, I've been studying with you for a while, but yet to launch officially. Well, there you go.
I think it's Amber Light Skincare. I think it's that Dominica.
Maybe we've got a few Dominicas actually.
Yeah, well, one of them. Okay,
and there's quite a few. I like, and people probably wouldn't think this, but spelt with a Y. So there's a few. Yes, she said, yes, it is me.
Oh, she's making something amazing. I was just complimenting her on Instagram today.
Yay.
Her product looks amazing. So excited.
So if you join a Formula Botanica course, then obviously you get to network and chat to all these fabulous people. Yelena is there, Dominique is there, Oyet is there, and loads of the people that have commented. Christina is there. So the offer is still up. If you want to enroll and are thinking about enrolling. And just a recap that if you're looking, because I know quite a few people still ask the courses that Yelena took. So she took the diploma in organic skincare formulation, and she's working through the certificate in anti-aging skincare and the advanced diploma in organic cosmetic science. So head over to formulabotanica.com. Our courses are open for enrollment now. If you have any questions or queries at all, then ping us an email, hello@formulabotanica.com, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram @Formula Botanica. And you can join our free Facebook group, the Skincare Entrepreneur Mastermind. There was a whole discussion in there today about courses that people would recommend. Have a look at our Trustpilot account if you are wondering about feedback on the courses, if they're all authentic feedback on Trustpilot. And just get in touch if you have any questions or queries at all. Have a look at our blog, Formula Botanica.
Definitely, blog. You will feel if that's the right thing for you or not. It's a great blog. It's been a great blog for many years.
Yeah, we try to put out really great quality content because all of us that work at Formula Botanica are incredibly passionate about the natural and organic sector, and we're incredibly passionate about the people that study with us and are part of our community. We are genuinely interested in working with everyone. We also have our podcast, Green Beauty Conversations. So if you want to hear more from me, I mean, clearly I don't want to stop talking.
Which is amazing. Can I just say something? Every time I'm in the studio formulating, or if I'm doing something automatic work, I always have you on the background. And again, this is how I keep myself sane, because I feel like there's someone else. It's incredible.
Someone else with you. Yeah, I do that sometimes at home as well when I'm working by myself. I have podcasts in the background, and Lorraine's like, I don't know how you can do that.
No, when I do something where I need to, think, I can't do it. I need the quiet. But when I produce, is the best thing. It's so good, so useful, incredible.
So we have interviews with so many interesting people on Green Beauty Conversations from all different backgrounds, all different types of formulators. We've got hair care, we've got skincare, we've got business people on there, bloggers, everything.
Designers
branding people. So we've got lots more to come as well in 2019. I've just finished an amazing round of podcast interviews. So you have all the ways that you can to get in touch with us. And like I said, the courses are open for enrollment from today until the 29th of January at 4 p.m. UK time. And Lorraine is super strict about taking them all offline exactly at 4 o'clock.
Dot.
4 o'clock. Right.
Good.
But if you're having any doubts or whatever, just get in contact with us anytime. We're here to help. We have a wonderful team of people to help you. So that's it from us. I hope that you found it really helpful. There will be a replay of this webinar, so you'll be able to listen to me and Yelena in your spare time if that's your thing.
Maybe while you're producing something.
Yes, yeah, and get some inspiration. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. And I'm so glad that you found it useful. And thank you, Yelena.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, everyone. I really hope that whoever is dreaming about it, they will just go ahead and find their community of support group, the way I did with you guys.
Oh, good. I'm glad everyone enjoys it. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.